Have you ever wondered what happened to the stars behind the iconic series Zorro? While the legendary masked hero remains immortal in our hearts, the fates of many cast members tell a different story. Join us as we dive into the tragic and often untold stories of the 29 actors who brought Zorro to life but met untimely and heartbreaking ends. From mysterious circumstances to untimely deaths, these stories will leave you both nostalgic and in disbelief. Don't miss this revealing journey into the real lives behind the legendary show. Henry Calvin as Sergeant Demetrio Lopez Garcia. Henry Calvin brought warmth, humor, and heart to the role of Sergeant Demetrio Lopez Garcia. As the comedic foil to Zorro, Garcia was the well-meaning but often bumbling sergeant in charge of capturing the masked hero. Despite his sometimes clumsy attempts to carry out orders, Garcia was a character filled with compassion and good humor. While he may not have had the sharpest mind for strategy, he was beloved by both the townspeople and his fellow soldiers for his jovial nature and unshakable loyalty. Calvin's portrayal of Garcia made him a beloved figure on the show, with fans appreciating the sergeant's heart of gold, even as he struggled to capture Zorro time and time again. Off the screen, however, Calvin's life took a more somber turn as he faced serious health challenges. In the years following Zorro, Calvin was diagnosed with throat cancer, a disease that would ultimately claim his life. The once vibrant actor, known for his booming voice and larger-than-life personality, slowly became more reserved as his condition worsened. The cancer made it increasingly difficult for him to speak, which was especially heartbreaking given his background as a singer and performer. Calvin fought the illness bravely, but the battle was one he could not win. On October 6, 1975, at the age of 57, Henry Calvin passed away from complications related to throat cancer. His death left fans mourning the loss of the man who had brought so much joy and laughter to the screen, remembering him not only for his role as the lovable Garcia but also for the courage with which he faced his final years. Brittlomman as Capitan Monasterio. Brittlomman portrayed the cunning and ruthless Capitan Monasterio, the primary antagonist of the first season of Zorro. As Monasterio, Lomond brought a sharp intensity to the role of the military officer obsessed with capturing the elusive Zorro. Monasterio was a man driven by ambition and power, and his clever schemes often put Zorro in difficult situations. However, his arrogance and overconfidence frequently became his downfall, as he underestimated Zorro's intelligence and skill. Lomond's portrayal of the antagonist was chilling, with Monasterio's cold demeanor and determination to crush any resistance making him a formidable foe. He became one of the most memorable villains in the series, with his tactical mind and cruelty contrasted by Zorro's heroism. Outside of his role in Zorro, Lomond's life took a quieter path. In his later years, he faced declining health, particularly dealing with kidney issues. After battling kidney failure for some time, Brittlomman passed away on March 22, 2006, at the age of 80. His death came after a prolonged period of illness, but his legacy as one of the most menacing and memorable villains of Zorro endured. His portrayal of Capitan Monasterio, a character who embodied tyranny and oppression, stood in stark contrast to Zorro's ideals of freedom and justice, making Lomond's performance a critical part of the show's success.
Guy Williams as Don Diego de la Vega / Zorro.
Guy Williams, a handsome and charismatic actor, became synonymous with the role of Don Diego de la Vega, the dashing nobleman who secretly fought as the masked vigilante Zorro. His portrayal of the iconic character was not just about swashbuckling sword fights and gallant rescues, but also about the sharp intellect and moral compass that guided Diego's actions. On the surface, Don Diego appeared to be an aristocrat more interested in books and music than the troubles of the people. However, beneath that calm and cultured exterior lay a passionate fighter for justice, dedicated to protecting the oppressed while carefully maintaining the secrecy of his double life and real life. Much like his character, Williams lived a life of both excitement and solitude. After his success with Zorro, he slowly distanced himself from Hollywood, choosing to retire in Argentina, where he was adored by fans of the series. Though he kept in good health for most of his life, enjoying the peace and quiet of his later years, tragedy struck unexpectedly. On April 30, 1989, Williams passed away from a ruptured brain aneurysm at the age of 65. His death was sudden and came as a shock to his fans, many of whom had not seen him for years. Alone in his Buenos Aires apartment, he was found days later after concerned neighbors reported his absence. Williams' passing was felt deeply not just in the United States but also in Argentina, where his portrayal of Zorro had cemented him as a beloved cultural figure. His sudden death brought an end to the life of a man who, much like Zorro, had lived with both mystery and nobility. John Lytell as the governor. John Lytell played the authoritative and stern governor in Zorro, a role that required a commanding presence. As the governor, Lytell portrayed a man of principle, governing with a firm hand and making decisions that often brought him into conflict with both the villains and Zorro himself. Though strict in his demeanor, the governor was not without a sense of justice, and Lytell's portrayal showed the complexity of a man trying to maintain order in turbulent times. His interactions with Zorro were always tense, as the masked hero's methods often clashed with the governor's more rigid approach to law and order. Nevertheless, Lytell's performance gave the character gravitas, making the governor an imposing figure in the world of Zorro. And his later years, Lytell's health began to decline due to age-related issues. On February 3, 1972, Lytell passed away from natural causes at the age of 79. His death marked the end of a distinguished career in film and television. Despite his many roles, his portrayal of the stern governor in Zorro remains one of his most notable performances. Lytell brought a sense of strength and authority to the role, making the governor a key figure in the show's complex world of power and rebellion. His character's unwavering commitment to maintaining order, even at odds with Zorro, left a lasting impression on audiences. Vinton Hayworth as Magistrado Carlos Galindo. Vinton Hayworth brought to life the devious and manipulative Magistrado Carlos Galindo in Zorro. As Galindo, Hayworth played a sinister magistrate who abused his position of power for personal gain, often engaging in corrupt schemes that oppressed the people of California. Galindo's smooth-talking and scheming nature made him a dangerous adversary, constantly working behind the scenes to undermine Zorro's efforts for justice. His character exuded an aura of arrogance, using his status to intimidate those around him, but always finding himself outwitted by Zorro. Hayworth's portrayal of the villain was chilling and captivating, making Magistrado Galindo one of the more memorable foes Zorro faced. Off-screen, Vinton Hayworth had a long career in both film and television. However, like many actors, the later years of his life were marked by health struggles. On May 21, 1970, Hayworth passed away from a heart attack at the age of 63. His sudden passing left a void in the world of television, but his performance as the corrupt Magistrado Galindo remains a lasting part of his legacy. His ability to bring depth and menace to the role ensured that his portrayal of Galindo would not be forgotten by Zorro fans. Gene Sheldon as Bernardo. Gene Sheldon's role as Bernardo, the mute but highly intelligent servant of Don Diego, was one of silent brilliance. Though his character never uttered a word, his expressive face and clever gestures spoke volumes. Sheldon brought a unique sense of loyalty and warmth to Bernardo, whose supposed inability to hear or speak allowed him to move unnoticed through the world of Zorro's enemies. Bernardo was far more than a simple servant. He was Don Diego's trusted confidant and right-hand man. His resourcefulness and courage made him indispensable, helping Zorro gather critical information that others would never suspect he could overhear. Off-screen, Sheldon was a talented comedian and mime, well known for his physical comedy and stage performances. However, as time passed, Sheldon's health began to decline, and he found himself facing heart issues. The health challenges he endured were quietly managed, as he was a private man who never sought attention for his struggles. On May 1, 1982, Sheldon died of a heart attack at the age of 74. His death was as quiet as his character on screen, but it left a lasting impact on the many fans who had come to love his portrayal of the clever, silent Bernardo. His ability to speak volumes without ever saying a word remains a testament to his talent, and his passing marked the loss of a truly unique and cherished performer in the world of television. George J. Lewis as Don Alejandro de la Vega. George J. Lewis played Don Alejandro de la Vega, the wise and dignified father of Don Diego, in Zorro. As Don Alejandro, Lewis brought gravitas and wisdom to the role of a respected landowner and community leader. Deeply proud of his heritage and devoted to the people of California, Don Alejandro was often seen as the moral compass of the series, imparting lessons of justice, honor, and responsibility. His relationship with his son Diego was one of mutual respect and deep affection, although he was unaware of his son's secret identity as Zorro. Don Alejandro often voiced concern about the state of California under oppressive rule, unaware that his son was actively fighting to protect the people as the masked vigilante. Lewis infused the character with a sense of nobility and strength, making Don Alejandro a beloved figure in the series and real life. George J. Lewis enjoyed a long career in film and television. However, in his later years, his health slowly began to decline. By the mid-1990s, Louis was struggling with age-related ailments, and his health grew increasingly frail. On December 8, 1995, Louis passed away from natural causes at the age of 91. His passing marked the end of an era for fans of Zorro, but his portrayal of Don Alejandro de la Vega remained a lasting testament to his talent. His character's wisdom and strength continued to resonate with audiences, ensuring that Louis would always be remembered for his noble and heartfelt performances. Carlos Romero as Romero Serrano. Carlos Romero brought loyalty and bravery to the character of Romero Serrano in Zorro. Serrano was a man who valued honor above all else, and his courage in the face of danger made him a steadfast ally to Zorro. Romero's portrayal of Serrano was that of a loyal soldier, willing to risk his life for what he believed in, and always standing by his comrades with unshakable conviction. His bravery and sense of duty were central to his character, and he often found himself in situations that tested his mettle, but he never wavered. Romero's performance imbued Serrano with a sense of quiet strength, making him a beloved figure in the series. As Romero aged, he remained active in the industry, but like many, his health began to fade with time. On June 21, 2007, Carlos Romero passed away from natural causes at the age of 80. His death brought an end to a long and respected career, but his portrayal of Romero Serrano, a character defined by loyalty and bravery, left a lasting impact. Serrano's courage and dedication mirrored the ideals of Zorro himself, making Romero's performance a key part of the show's enduring appeal. Jan Arvin as Nacho Torres. Jan Arvin portrayed Nacho Torres in Zorro, a loyal and friendly character who was always ready to assist the masked hero. Torres was a kind and dependable man, often acting as an ally to Zorro and providing vital support in times of need. Arvin's portrayal of Torres was full of warmth and sincerity, making the character a beloved figure in the series. His loyalty to Zorro and his quiet courage in the face of danger made him a trusted friend to the hero, and Arvin brought a genuine sense of camaraderie to the role and his personal life. Arvin was much like the characters he portrayed, reliable, hardworking, and respected by his peers. However, in the late 1970s, his health began to decline. On May 24, 1979, Arvin suffered a fatal heart attack at the age of 66. His death was a loss to the entertainment industry, but his portrayal of Nacho Torres continues to be fondly remembered by those who followed Zorro. Arvin's performance added depth to the show, as he created a character that stood for the same values of loyalty and friendship that defined Zorro himself. Charles Corvin as José Sebastian Varga. Charles Corvin brought a formidable presence to Zorro as the ambitious and ruthless José Sebastian Varga, also known as the Eagle. Varga was a mastermind, cunning and calculating, with a single goal in mind: to take control of California. As the leader of a dangerous conspiracy, Varga posed a constant threat to Zorro and the people he protected. Corvin's portrayal of Varga was marked by his cold, strategic mind and the relentless ambition that drove him to manipulate, deceive, and intimidate anyone in his way. The Eagle was a villain who believed he was destined for greatness, and his plans were as grand as they were sinister, making him one of Zorro's most formidable foes. Corvin himself, much like his character, exuded sophistication and intelligence, and he carried that demeanor throughout his long acting career. As time passed, Corvin began to slow down and quietly stepped away from the spotlight. On June 18, 1998, he passed away from natural causes at the age of 90. His death marked the end of a life filled with dynamic performances, but his portrayal of Varga, the Eagle, remained a standout. His embodiment of ambition and menace in the role ensured that Corvin's legacy as one of Zorro's greatest adversaries would continue to captivate audiences for years to come. Don Diamond as Corporal Reyes. Don Diamond portrayed the bumbling but good-hearted Corporal Reyes in Zorro, a role that brought lightheartedness and humor to the show. As Reyes, Diamond was often seen fumbling through his duties as a soldier, serving under Sergeant Garcia. His clumsy antics and frequent misunderstandings provided comic relief amidst the more serious action of the series. Despite his lack of skill, Reyes was a loyal soldier who genuinely believed in the cause of law and order, even though he was frequently outwitted by Zorro. Diamond's performance made Reyes a fan favorite, and his interactions with Garcia created a delightful comedic duo that brought smiles to viewers every time they appeared on screen. Off-screen, Don Diamond had a long and successful career in television, but like many actors, he faced challenges later in life. As he grew older, his health began to deteriorate, and he suffered from heart problems. In the last years of his life, Diamond's health declined significantly, and on June 19, 2011, he He passed away due to heart failure at the age of 90. His death marked the end of a long and storied career, but he left behind a legacy of laughter and joy through his beloved character of Corporal Reyes. His comic timing and memorable performances ensured that his portrayal of the bumbling soldier would be fondly remembered by generations of Zorro fans. Joan Evans as Leonar. Joan Evans brought bravery and determination to the role of Leonar in Zorro. Leonar was a character known for her strength of will and unyielding courage, often taking bold actions in the face of danger. Evans played her with a fierce sense of purpose, showing that Leonar was not one to be easily intimidated or defeated. Whether standing up for what she believed in or taking risks to help those she cared about, Leonar was a force to be reckoned with. Evans' portrayal of Leonar showcased a woman who could be both compassionate and strong, embodying the values of loyalty and justice that Zorro himself held dear. Joan Evans enjoyed a long life after her work on Zorro, but in her final years, her health naturally began to decline. On October 21, 2023, she passed away from natural causes at the age of 89. Though she is no longer with us, Evans' performance as Leonar remains a lasting tribute to her talent. Her portrayal of a character marked by bravery and determination continues to inspire, reminding audiences of the strength that comes from standing up for what's right. Edouard Franz as Gregorio Verdugo. Edouard Franz portrayed the wise and honorable Gregorio Verdugo in Zorro, a character whose deep sense of justice and integrity made him a beacon of wisdom for those around him. Verdugo was a man of principle, often offering sound advice and moral guidance to those in need. His quiet strength and deep understanding of the world around him made him a trusted confidant and ally to Zorro and other key figures. Franz brought a calm and measured gravitas to the role, making Verdugo a character who embodied patience, reflection, and unwavering honor in a time of turmoil. Behind the scenes, Franz had a long career in both film and television, but in the later years of his life, his health began to decline. After battling a long illness, Edouard Franz passed away on February 10, 1983, at the age of 80. His passing marked the end of a career filled with dignified roles, but his portrayal of Verdugo stood out as a testament to his ability to convey depth and nobility. As Verdugo, Franz created a character who was both a mentor and a moral compass, leaving an indelible mark on the world of Zorro and those who admired his character's quiet wisdom. Myrna Fahy as Maria Crespo. Myrna Fahy breathed life into the role of Maria Crespo, a spirited and determined character who often found herself swept into adventurous and sometimes perilous situations. Fahy's portrayal of Maria was full of energy and courage, embodying a woman unafraid to face challenges head-on. Whether crossing paths with Zorro or finding herself in the midst of intrigue, Maria's tenacity and drive made her stand out in the series. Fahy brought a vibrant charm to the role, giving Maria both strength and warmth. Her character's bravery made her more than just a romantic interest or side character. Maria was an active participant in her own right, often taking bold steps to achieve her goals. Tragically, Fahy's life was cut short when she passed away on May 6, 1973, from cancer at the young age of 40. Her untimely death left a void in Hollywood, as she had been a rising star. Despite her brief career, Fahy's role as Maria Crespo left a lasting impression. Her performance brought to life the spirit of a strong woman who was ready to face danger with grace and determination, a testament to Fahy's talent and enduring legacy. Peter Adams as Capitan Arturo Toledano. Peter Adams portrayed Capitan Arturo Toledano, a stern and authoritative figure whose strict adherence to the law often brought him into conflict with Zorro. Toledano was a man of rigid principles, determined to maintain order at all costs, even if that meant opposing the masked vigilante. Adams delivered a performance that captured Toledano's no-nonsense attitude and his unwavering belief in duty and discipline. His clashes with Zorro were often fueled by his desire to uphold the law, even as his methods were harsh and uncompromising. Toledano's authoritarian stance made him a powerful antagonist, and Adams' portrayal of the character added depth to the power struggle between justice and the law. Unfortunately, Adams' life was cut short when he passed away on January 8, 1987, after a battle with cancer. His death at the age of 69 ended a career that had seen many memorable performances. As Capitan Toledano, Adams brought a fierce determination to the role, making him a memorable figure in Zorro's world of heroes and villains. His portrayal of the stern and steadfast captain remains a highlight, showcasing the complexities of a man driven by duty, even when it led him into moral gray areas. Gloria Talbot as Moneta Esperon. Gloria Talbot brought to life the spirited and independent Moneta Esperon in Zorro. Moneta was a woman ahead of her time, fearless, adventurous, and never afraid to stand her ground. She often found herself caught up in dangerous situations, but her resourcefulness and courage allowed her to face these challenges head-on. Talbot's portrayal gave Moneta a lively energy, making her a memorable character who wasn't just a damsel in distress but an active participant in the action. Moneta's vibrant personality and unwavering strength made her a perfect counterpart to Zorro, as she exemplified both resilience and heart in equal measure. In real life, Talbot shared her character's resilience, but by the late 1990s, her health began to deteriorate. On September 19, 2000, she passed away due to kidney failure at the age of 69. Despite her struggles in her final years, Talbot's legacy as Moneta Esperon lives on. She left behind a memorable performance that highlighted the power and spirit of women in Zorro's world, ensuring that her character would remain beloved by fans for generations to come. Jay Novello as Juan Greco. Jay Novello brought to life the character of Juan Greco in Zorro, a cunning and manipulative figure whose schemes often put him at odds with the heroic masked vigilante. Greco was a master of deception, employing charm and guile to achieve his ambitious goals. Novello's portrayal was characterized by a keen intellect and an unyielding drive, making Greco a formidable antagonist who could easily maneuver through the complex social landscape of California's ruling class. The character's craftiness and charisma allowed him to seamlessly weave in and out of various plots, often leaving chaos in his wake. Behind the scenes, Novello faced his own battle with lung cancer, a diagnosis that weighed heavily on him during the later years of his life. He continued to work and engage with his craft, showcasing his enduring love for acting even as he dealt with the illness. Sadly, on September 2, 1982, he passed away at the age of 78. His death was a significant loss to the entertainment industry, as Novello had carved a niche for himself in television and film with his unique ability to portray characters filled with depth and intrigue. His performance as Juan Greco remains a highlight of the series, showcasing a character who was as complex and unpredictable as the man who played him. Robert J. Wilkie as Captain Salvador Mendoza. Robert J. Wilkie took on the role of Captain Salvador Mendoza in Zorro, a character known for his ruthless and formidable presence. Mendoza was not one to show mercy. His hardline approach and aggressive tactics made him a fearsome adversary for Zorro. Wilkie played Mendoza with an intensity that made the character both feared and respected, bringing a sense of menace to his every action. Mendoza was driven by power and control, often using brute force to get what he wanted, and Wilkie's commanding performance solidified him as one of Zorro's most dangerous enemies. His unrelenting pursuit of justice on his own terms made him a force to be reckoned with, and his confrontations with Zorro were filled with tension and drama. Wilkie's career, like his character, was one filled with intensity, but in his later years, he faced his own battle with cancer. On March 28, 1989, Wilkie passed away at the age of 74 after a courageous fight against the disease. His death marked the loss of a true Hollywood tough guy, known for his many roles as villains and men of authority. As Captain Salvador Mendoza, Wilkie's legacy in Zorro is one of fearsome resolve, and his portrayal of the character remains a chilling reminder of the power of a well-played antagonist. Richard Anderson as Ricardo del Amo. Richard Anderson played the charming and mischievous Ricardo del Amo, a friend of Don Diego who often added a layer of lightheartedness to the series. Anderson's portrayal was characterized by charisma and wit, making Del Amo a beloved character among fans. He was often the catalyst for comedic moments, skillfully navigating the dangerous waters of intrigue and deception that surrounded Zorro. Anderson's ability to balance charm with a hint of mischief made Ricardo Del Amo a memorable part of the show's dynamic, as he contributed both humor and camaraderie to the storyline. As he continued his career, Anderson faced health challenges, yet he remained dedicated to his craft. On August 31, 2017, he passed away at the age of 91 from natural causes. His death marked the end of an era for a man who had been a significant presence in Hollywood for decades. Anderson's legacy is one of versatility and talent, with his role as Ricardo Del Amo standing out as a testament to his ability to bring warmth and humor to the screen. His portrayal continues to resonate with audiences, highlighting the importance of friendship and loyalty amidst the chaos of the world of Zorro. Kent Taylor as Carlos Morita. Kent Taylor portrayed Carlos Morita, a character enveloped in mystery and complexity. Morita's past was shrouded in secrets, which added layers to his interactions with Zorro and other characters. Taylor's performance was marked by a nuanced portrayal, capturing the internal struggles and moral dilemmas of a man caught between loyalty and self-preservation. His ability to convey a range of emotions made Morita one of the more intriguing figures in the series. As viewers were left to ponder his true motives and allegiances, Taylor continued his career. He faced health challenges that would ultimately lead to his untimely demise. On April 11, 1987, he passed away from heart failure at the age of 80. His death was a significant loss to the entertainment world, where he had long been regarded as a talented actor. Taylor's rich career spanned several decades, but it is his role as Carlos Morita that stands out, showcasing his ability to breathe life into complex characters. His portrayal remains a testament to his talent, revealing a man torn between conflicting desires in a tumultuous era. Patricia Medina as Margarita Cortázar. Patricia Medina portrayed the charming and elegant Margarita Cortázar in Zorro. Margarita was a woman of grace and sophistication, often swept up in the intrigues surrounding Zorro's world. Medina gave the character a regal air, with her poised demeanor masking a deep involvement in the unfolding drama. Margarita was a character who could navigate high society with ease, but she was also unafraid to become entangled in the more dangerous side of life in California. Medina's performance captured both the allure and intelligence of Margarita, making her a captivating presence in every scene she graced. As an actress, Medina enjoyed a career filled with glamour and prestige, but as she aged, her life slowed down. On April 28, 2012, she passed away from natural causes at the age of 92. Her passing marked the end of an era for classic Hollywood stars, but her role as Margarita Cortázar left an indelible mark on Zorro. Medina's ability to balance charm, elegance, and intrigue made Margarita one of the most compelling characters in the series, a testament to her talent and lasting legacy. Michael Pate as Salvador Quintana. Michael Pate played the cunning and resourceful Salvador Quintana in Zorro, a character known for his sharp mind and involvement in intricate schemes. Quintana was not a man to be underestimated. He was always 2 steps ahead, using his intellect to manipulate situations to his advantage. Pate's portrayal of Quintana was masterful, capturing the essence of a character who could both charm and deceive with equal ease. Quintana's ability to craft complex plans made him a formidable figure in the series, and his strategic mind often placed him at odds with Zorro, creating tense and thrilling confrontations. Off-screen, Michael Pate was a veteran actor with a career that spanned decades, but his health began to decline in his later years. On September 1, 2008, Pate passed away due to respiratory failure at the age of 88. His passing marked the end of a rich life in the world of film and television, but his role as Salvador Quintana left a lasting impression. Pate's ability to portray a character of such wit and cunning continues to be remembered, cementing his place in Zorro history as one of the show's most clever adversaries. Perry Lopez as Joaquin Castaneda. Perry Lopez took on the role of Joaquin Castaneda in Zorro, playing a character driven by a deep sense of justice and passion. Castaneda was a man of integrity, fighting fiercely for what he believed was right. Lopez brought an intensity to the role, portraying Castaneda as someone willing to risk everything in his pursuit of fairness and equality. His bravery and commitment to justice mirrored the values Zorro himself held, making Castaneda a kindred spirit and ally to the masked hero. Lopez's performance gave Castaneda an emotional depth, showing the personal sacrifices and struggles of a man committed to his ideals. Sadly, Lopez's own battle was with lung cancer, which claimed his life on February 14, 2008. He passed away at the age of 78, leaving behind a body of work that included roles as passionate fighters and morally driven characters. His portrayal of Joaquin Castaneda in Zorro remains one of his standout performances, remembered for the character's unwavering courage and Lopez's ability to convey the struggles of a man devoted to a cause larger than himself. George N. Nyes as Capitan Felipe Arellano. George N. Nyes portrayed Capitan Felipe Arellano in Zorro, a character known for his stern demeanor and unwavering sense of authority. Arellano was a man bound by duty, determined to maintain control and order in the face of Zorro's defiant rebellion. Nyes brought a commanding presence to the role, making Arellano a formidable opponent. His interactions with Zorro were always charged with tension, as the Capitan struggled to uphold the law while grappling with the masked vigilante's challenge to the system. Nyes' portrayal gave Arellano a complex duality. He was not just a rigid enforcer, but a man with his own internal conflicts, often caught between his duty and the shifting moral landscape around him and real life. Nyes' strength was tested when he faced his battle with cancer. On April 14, 1996, he succumbed to the illness, passing away at the age of 79. Despite his fight with the disease, Nye's legacy on Zorro remains one of stoic resolve and authority. His portrayal of Capitan Arellano continues to be remembered for its intensity and the sharp contrasts it provided to the series' hero, making him one of Zorro's most memorable opponents. Ken Lynch as Pablo. Ken Lynch's character, Pablo, in Zorro served as a steadfast ally, embodying loyalty and dedication. He was a hard-working soldier who often found himself in precarious situations, driven by a strong sense of duty. Lynch's portrayal brought depth to Pablo, making him a relatable figure whose earnestness contrasted sharply with the chaos around him. His character frequently provided comic relief, yet he also showcased the bravery needed to stand against injustice, making him an essential part of the narrative. In his later years, Lynch faced significant health challenges. He succumbed to complications from a virus, passing away on February 13, 1990. His death was a somber moment for fans and colleagues alike, reminding everyone of the fragility of life. Lynch's ability to convey emotion and strength through his performance in Zorro left an indelible mark on the series. He was remembered not just for his role, but also for the camaraderie he fostered with fellow cast members and the kindness he showed off-screen. His legacy lives on in the hearts of those who admired his talent and the integrity he brought to the character of Pablo. Rick Roman as Capitan Briones. Rick Roman stepped into the role of Capitan Briones, a stern and authoritative figure who frequently clashed with Zorro. Briones was the embodiment of law and order, often pursuing the masked hero with unwavering determination. Roman's portrayal lent Briones a sense of gravitas. He was a man of duty, upholding the law even as he faced the cunning tactics of Zorro. Roman effectively showcased Briones's complexities. Though often seen as an antagonist, the character was driven by a desire to maintain peace and stability, making him a foil to Zorro's more chaotic approach to justice. In his later years, Roman faced health issues that led to his passing. On August 11, 2000, he died from natural causes, leaving behind a legacy of memorable performances that spanned film and television. Roman's depiction of Capitan Briones remains a significant part of Zorro's tapestry, representing the authoritative figures that often stood in Zorro's way. His portrayal brought depth to the role, emphasizing the struggles of a man devoted to his principles in a world rife with moral ambiguity. Annette Funicello as Anita Cabrillo. Annette Funicello's portrayal of Anita Cabrillo in Zorro was a delightful blend of youthful energy and spirited independence. Her character brought a refreshing vibrancy to the series, often finding herself embroiled in adventures that showcased her bravery and determination. Funicello's infectious enthusiasm captivated audiences, making Anita a beloved character who embodied the aspirations and dreams of many. Her chemistry with Zorro was palpable, often highlighting themes of love, courage, and the fight for justice. Unfortunately, Funicello's later years were marked by her battle with multiple sclerosis, a progressive disease that brought immense physical and emotional challenges. Despite her struggles, she remained a beacon of positivity and resilience, inspiring many with her unwavering spirit. Sadly, she passed away on April 8, 2013, due to complications from the illness. Funicello's legacy extends far beyond her role in Zorro. She became a cultural icon, known for her contributions to music and film. Her portrayal of Anita Cabrillo remains a significant part of her illustrious career, representing the triumph of the human spirit amidst adversity. Everett Sloane as Andres Felipe Basilio. Everett Sloane's character, Andres Felipe Basilio, was a figure of wisdom and authority in Zorro, often guiding the protagonist through moral dilemmas and strategic decisions. Sloane imbued Basilio with a gravitas that resonated with viewers, making him a trusted advisor and mentor. His portrayal was marked by a depth of emotion, reflecting the character's commitment to justice and his understanding of the complexities of human nature. Sloane's ability to convey profound insights and gravitas added richness to the narrative, elevating the story beyond mere adventure. However, behind Sloane's commanding presence lay deep personal struggles. On August 6, 1965, he tragically took his own life, a heartbreaking moment that shocked fans and colleagues alike. His death served as a stark reminder of the silent battles many face, even those who seem strong and assured on the surface. Sloane's legacy is not only defined by his remarkable talent, but also by the depth he brought to characters like Basilio. His work continues to resonate with audiences, emphasizing the importance of wisdom and integrity in a world fraught with challenges. The impact of his performances remains palpable, a testament to the enduring power of storytelling and the complexities of human emotion.
César Romero as Esteban de la Cruz.
Cesar Romero's portrayal of Esteban de la Cruz in Zorro captured the essence of a charming and sophisticated nobleman, deeply entangled in the political intrigues of California. With a charisma that could light up a room, Esteban was a master of manipulation, often orchestrating elaborate plots to achieve his ambitious goals. Romero infused the character with a seductive charm that made him both captivating and menacing. His ability to switch from affable to sinister kept audiences on edge. Never quite sure of Esteban's true intentions, as Romero aged, he faced health challenges that contrasted sharply with his vibrant on-screen persona. He battled complications related to a blood clot that ultimately led to his demise on January 1, 1994. His passing marked a significant loss not only for his family and friends but also for the entertainment industry, which mourned the departure of a true Hollywood icon. Romero's death was a poignant reminder that even those who exuded vitality and charm on screen could face profound health struggles in real life. His legacy, particularly through his role as Esteban, continues to resonate with fans, encapsulating the complexities of human nature and the thin line between heroism and villainy. What do you think about the deaths of the actors in Zorro, and who do you miss the most among them? Leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to see the latest videos.